Hello everyone, and welcome to a brief overview of the respiratory system. There are several parts of the respiratory system. The nasal cavity is a passage for air entering and leaving the lungs. Cilia, they line the nasal cavity, are tiny hair-like structures that trap the small particles of dust and foreign matter that don't belong in the lungs. It helps keep our lungs clean and clear. The mouth is a passageway for air as well as food into the body. The pharynx, which is located in the throat, is a passageway for food into the esophagus. The esophagus then moves food into the stomach. The epiglottis acts as a trapdoor. It keeps food from entering the trachea and blocking the airway. The trachea, which is also known as the windpipe, branches off from the esophagus, and it is a passageway for air into the lungs. The bronchi branch off from the trachea, and there is one branch that goes to each lung. The alveoli are air sacs that attach and branch off the bronchioles throughout the lungs. The actual lungs, there are two. They are large organs. They take up most of the thoracic cavity. They are soft, spongy, expandable, and light. The left lung is slightly smaller than the right due to the position of the heart. The left lung has 2 lobes, while the right lung has 3, and this is where oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange occurs. The pleura, which is the airtight sacs that surround each lung, is for protection of the lungs. The diaphragm is a large dome-shaped muscle below the lungs. It's the primary muscle of respiration. It separates the chest cavity from the abdominal cavity, and it covers the entire bottom area inside the rib cage from the spine. Breathing. This is a common factor in physical, mental, and emotional activity and health. It is an essential part for the mind, the body, and the spirit. It sustains and energizes life, calms our emotions, and settles our minds. This is something that we do as many times as 17,000 per day. There are 3 stages of breathing. Inhaling oxygen into the body. The diaphragm expands into the abdominal cavity. Other muscles cause the ribs to move up and out, which creates room in the chest. Then the lungs expand with the air that is entered through the nose and the mouth. In the second stage, this is where gas exchanges in the lungs. The air enters the lungs through the bronchial tubes that goes into the bronchioles, which then branch into the alveoli. The alveoli are surrounded by the capillaries of the pulmonary arteries and veins. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged through the capillaries and alveoli. Oxygen goes into the capillaries from the alveoli, and carbon dioxide goes from the capillaries into the alveoli. In the third stage, this is where we exhale carbon dioxide out of the body. The diaphragm and rib cage muscles relax. Pressure surrounding the lungs pushes air out of the body. Then carbon dioxide is released by traveling through the alveoli to the bronchia, up the trachea, and out through the nose and mouth. Caring for our respiratory systems. We need to be in healthy air, which include no smoking, and do not hang out with friends while they are smoking, and absolutely no sniffing inhalants. We need to drink lots of water, get plenty of rest, eat wisely, and be active. The most common respiratory problems are the common cold, pneumonia, allergies, asthma, and lung cancer. Once again, this was just a brief overview of the respiratory system, and we will now do some fun activities relating to this system.